Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning. How are you guys today? I hope everyone is doing well. Today I have a jelly set for you, a Valentine's jelly set. I'm going to be showing you my pop-off method. So I use this UNT base coat and I'm going to show you how I do it. I have a little hack to it because I could never file without them popping off. And as usual, I'm showing you some of the things I'm using. And I want to let you guys know, if you are not clued in, this is the look I'm going for, except a little more cloudy and dense. I'll show you later. If you guys are not clued in to the fact that our girl Marcy at Latina Nail Designs, right here on the screen, I will link her channel in my description box. She makes these. Whatever color you want. I love how the bow is matte. It comes with a teddy bear stand for you to do a press-on nail or practice nail, whatever you want. I didn't have that unpacked yet, but I definitely was using this larger palette. Marcy makes these beautiful. She ships fast. She's priced reasonable. Go hit her up. All right, so I'm using my favorite glue, Young Nails glue, and these tips I've been obsessed with lately. They're the Claws by Cat, straight square, no C-curve. They're so long, and I've been wanting to do stiletto really bad. And every time, coffin too, every time I get them out, I just feel like there's no landscape. Like there's not enough room for me to do the design I want. So I'm going to be trimming these to the length I want, measuring cuticle to cuticle, and making sure they're all the same length. And then I will file the free edge to make sure they're nice and straight. And then I'm going to blend the sides of the tips and the top of the tips. And I'm going to show you guys real close. So you guys know that I always wear some sort of hard gel on my natural nails. So I do have hard gel on my natural nails right now, just a very thin layer, barely detectable. So if you see me filing what looks like on my nail, I'm not, but I am showing you guys really up close and at good angles where you should be filing when you blend your tip. You should be filing on the tip, not your natural nail. So it's helpful to use those angles. And I'm going to show you here from the side. Also, this is in real time. I have my e-file on a speed of 2 and with a sanding band. I think it's a 180 sanding band from Not Polish. I'm going to show you from this angle. When you blend your tip, you don't need to be touching your natural nail when you do this. If you watch yourself do it from this angle and hold your e-file like this, hold your sanding band like this, you should not need to touch your natural nail. Now, of course, you're going to graze it a little bit, or you might even want to graze it a little bit because you want that blend. But just make sure you're not using any pressure. You're just letting your e-file do the work. And that's why I'm showing you guys this angle, because a lot of times I have this step sped up, and so do a lot of other content creators. And also you can see where the apex should be. You can see from the side here where the tip meets the natural nail. That is the highest point, and where your apex should be, FYI. And it will naturally be there if you just build your nail. Yeah, so I wanted to show this to you guys from the side so you could see. This is a good example too on the pinky. You can blend up the sides and from this way. So I just kind of shave off that ledge here and don't have to touch my natural nail. Well, if I do touch my natural nail, it's glue and hard gel that I have on there. I'm going to take a lint-free wipe. This is a large one of my Young Nails table towels that I cut up. That's what I use to wipe my brush on. And some swipe, clean the nails on top, underneath. And then I'm going to go in with my peel-off base coat. Usually the peel-off base coat goes on before you glue the tip, but this is my hack. I glue the tip first, and I pull the peel-off base coat down over the tip. At the end of the video, I will show you why this is important and how it works. I don't show any filing in this video because it's long. I kept the application in real time for you guys. Also, this is an air dry peel-off base coat, and it is important to clean up the edges before you let it dry. And I do 2 coats. I let them dry about 5 minutes in between. It kind of takes a little time. It takes about 10 minutes to get this stuff on, but it works amazing. You'll see at the end. I'm going to go in with a clear layer of acrylic, but back to the peel off real quick. After you have your second layer air dried and you pull it down, or I already told that part, sorry. And you're cleaning, the reason you clean up the edges is because this has bitten me in the patootie. I learned this the hard way. The peel-off base coat will, once it's dry and your acrylic set is done and you're getting ready to file, or after you've filed, or after you go in with top coat, when you think you're finished with your set, you will notice, if you don't clean up around the sides, little white, curly, dried, crumbly pieces that you feel like you can't get off. And that's the peel-off base coat that's on your skin or around your edges that you haven't cleaned up or got off. And it can really ruin the set because you'll have to like dig and file, and it's like really gummy and it's hard to get off because it wants to stay in one piece and peel off as one, and it is stuck under the acrylic that you've applied. So I just learned to take that off first and not run into that issue, because it literally ruined a black set that I had one time in pictures. The pictures, I didn't notice it till I took the pictures, and I was like zooming in up close. I'm like, what is that white stuff all over the place? And yeah. All right, so the set that I'm going to do here, here's something that I'm going to start doing on my channel, you guys. The next set that I'm doing is also going to be like this. I did this set in blue on Alma last Valentine's Day. She had it in coffin, and the bling was a little different, but I loved that set, and I have been wanting to do it again ever since. So what I'm doing is going back on my YouTube and back on my Instagram. I'll also be looking at V's Instagram, V's YouTube, Not Polish's YouTube, my YouTube, Gabby's YouTube. Those are the people I get the most inspo from. And then again, my own sets that I did on clients, or some recreations that I did of V's or Tao's way back in the day that aren't on my channel, that I just put like a still photo. I'm talking really old stuff, like my first year or two doing nails. I was bold and I was learning. I wasn't afraid to try anything, and I wasn't taking clients. So I was just doing whatever design I saw on V's channel or Not Polish's channel or anywhere. And not only were those sets that captured my attention that I wanted to do in the first place, but it was my year 1 or 2. So I want to not only check my improvement, but go back and recreate sets that captured my attention back then. So I'm sure you guys do this, right? You see a set and you're like, oh, I want to make that, or I want to try it. Well, so for example, if I go back and watch V's channel right now, I'll see 5, 10 right at the top, 5 or 10 sets that I want to recreate. And then I will think to myself, well, I already did that one, so let me try this one. And then it's getting too advanced for me at this point, because she starts getting into like character art and things I can't draw. But when she was encapsulating and color blocking and ombreing and 3D art and stuff, that's how I taught myself to do all of that stuff. So I'm going to be recreating my sets, you guys, and I'm going to be recreating V's sets, like I said, Tao's sets, and some of Gabby's. And they're going to be the ones that I can do. I still can't do 3D roses. So yeah, that's what you guys are going to be seeing more of. So this is a recreation of my own. However, in the original video, it is on my channel, and I'll also tell you guys where I got the work. This time I'm not going to insert the picture because it's on my channel. I will link it in the cards if you guys want to go watch the set. But it was this set in coffin and blue. And when Alma came and brought the set to me, she did have an inspo picture. I don't remember if the artist was written in that picture. I don't remember if it showed the artist, but I did show the original inspo pic that she brought me in that video. And that video that she brought me was a pink set like this, but matte. And I'm pretty sure they used pink gel polish in clear acrylic to get their jelly pink, because it wasn't like a jelly acrylic, if that makes sense. Anyway, the set I did on her was almost exactly like the photo, except for the colors changed. Colors and shape changed. And glossy instead of matte. Now, when I did Alma's set, that's another thing, you guys. Do you ever look back at sets you've done and been like, oh, I should have blank, blank, blank? or I wish I would have done that in green, etc., right? So I experience that when I look at my sets, or I look at a set someone else does and think, oh, that would look great in purple, right? So that's another way I've been looking at things. When I did the set in blue on Alma, right here where I was adding the hearts, well, a minute ago when I was placing them with the clear, I knew that the set got outlined with a glitter, a sugared glitter, but forgot when I was doing the application not to put the hearts down so low on the edge. So I had put the hearts right exactly on the free edge, not remembering I needed to do a sugar outline. So when I went to do the sugar outline, it covered up the bottom heart, which was heartbreaking because that was like the last step I did and didn't realize it till I got there that I had done that. So I've always wanted to recreate that set anyway and fix it, so this was perfect. And I do so much pink and purple on my channel. Those are just my favorite. I always gravitate to that out of all my colors. So I've also been wanting to switch it up just a little. So this was perfect, doing green and it being a Valentine set. So the next set I'm going to do is also a recreation, and it's just a design I did. It wasn't inspo from anywhere. It was just something I did back in the day. It is on my channel. It is a tutorial video, and it was a black and gold anti-Valentine, black, gold, and lace coffin anti-Valentine set. That is what my nail table is set up to do it now. I have all the stuff ready. And when I'm done with this voiceover, I'm going to start that set next. So I will also link that video in the cards of this video so you guys know what's up next. So any of you who have channels who use iMovie, I don't use CapCut. I've tried it. I don't like it. I will probably start trying to get into new editing apps when I get my new nail room. And I say that only because by then I will have like a larger setup where I can use the full functions of an app instead of doing it on my phone. So I can maybe, and I also learned that I think the reason I can't figure CapCut out is because you have to pay for it, which I didn't know. So I'm like trying to use the functions and it's not working right for me. Well, that's because I wasn't paying for it and I can't figure out how to zoom, and it was just frustrating. So again, once I get set up and I'm doing content full time, which I basically am now, except, I'm still organizing the house, which I'll tell you guys about in a minute. Obviously, I'm on to application at this point, but just to mention what's happening in the video, obviously. And again, this is all in real time. What was I saying? You guys, I do that all the time. Right. Okay. I was saying that iMovie, I noticed it in V's last video that she posted of her Valentine's toes, that you have to turn the volume up super, super max high when she's not talking and have earbuds in to hear the background music. So whenever you stop talking, there's a background music, and you set it to fade so that it fades in and fades out when you do a voiceover, and you set the volume, and it's always been the same every single time I've recorded. I set that volume at like 39 or 40 so that you could kind of hear it when I'm talking, but that it comes up to a good volume when I stop talking. I can't tell. I hope that wasn't loud. That's just through some packaging outside the door. It is a rainy day here in Arkansas. It's absolutely beautiful. Weather is about, let's see, it is 9:30 in the morning. Weather is 46 degrees, but it doesn't feel that way. It's just absolutely beautiful. Boy, have I seen some cool things since I've been here. The weather was in the teens last week, which was very cold. I'm not used to that, but it wasn't windy or blustery or terrible or anything I couldn't handle. I was fine. I wanted to show you that, and I talked right through it. Whenever you're doing, so jelly acrylics obviously are mostly clear, right? Clear gets stuck in your brush. But no matter what color I'm using, I always, whenever I fill my dap and dish back up, and I only ever fill it half full anyway, so it doesn't get dirty and I'm not wasting it, etc. But whenever I fill my dap and dish back up, I will swish my brush around and give it a good wash like I just did. And I do that a couple times in this video. I don't usually leave that in just because why? But to prevent your brush from getting gummed up or dirty while you're doing application, especially with something like clear or a jelly, it helps to just wash your brush out every time you change your dap and dish. Also, whenever you fill up your Dappin dish, you should be scraping the bottom of it out with your brush. Just wipe your brush around in it, swirl your brush around the bottom, and wipe it on your towel. Change your towel frequently, and I even wipe it out with a paper towel or a lint-free. I say lint-free wipe, but it's my table towel here, the ones I cut up and use like as my paper towels. Let's see what else. Right, so it's hard to like gossip and catch you guys up when there's stuff going on the screen. Like when I'm doing the set and when I'm doing the editing, I'm thinking of the things that, like tips and pointers and things I want to tell you guys. And then I end up blathering through it all and I think, why did I even do that? So the voiceover, the music in iMovie has not been operating properly. So if I don't know if this is going to happen, but if I ever stop talking and there's supposed to be music and it's dead silent, I apologize in advance, because for me, it looks like all my settings are correct. So I don't know if it's doing that until I'm done. And then I would have to do the whole voiceover over, which I'll never remember what I said or anything like that. So I don't plan out my voiceovers. I just jabber to you guys. So for this set, now jellies are sheer, and I could have gone in with one layer of the jelly and left it super sheer, kind of like I showed that swatch stick sample that I did. But as I was going, I was really liking the kind of milky way that it was giving when I went in a little thicker. So instead of doing a thin layer and building the nail with clear after that, I built it with the jelly. So you'll notice that I'm going in thick and I'm building the whole nail with the acrylic, with the jelly acrylic. And I really loved, like I said, the kind of milky way it looked, but you could still see the hearts. And I do use Nina's Clear on the ring finger. And I tell you what, I wore these for several days and I could not stop looking at that finger. It was so dimensional, so clear, so, it looked like, I don't want to say plastic, glass. I mean, I know everyone says, oh, crystal clear glass, whatever. But every way you turned it, the hearts just looked like they were floating in there. It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. Really makes me want to do more clear sets. But I don't know. I can never think of any designs to do. Well, I could. I have literally a trillion different glitters. Oh, speaking of that, I just placed like a $200 order on Temu last night. How much do you have to get? Like, how much do you actually have to order to spend $200 on Temu? Well, when it gets here, I'll show you. So I'll have a Temu haul for you guys. Here's where I'm washing my brush again, just to show you guys. It's just a quick little swish, a couple swishes. Also, it was very cold in my nail room, and I don't know what has been going on with my application lately, but cuticle flooding, I don't know, you guys. I'll get better. My next set is with black acrylic, so I better get better quick. I think taking just a little time where I'm only doing nails like once every 2 weeks or something really affected how I'm working. So I'll get better. But I did go in with too wet of beads in my cuticle area several times on this set, so sorry about that. Also, I have to do my voiceover outside, and it is, like I said, raining, so every car that goes by on the highway over there makes that psh sound. I hope that's not destroying my voiceover. So, you guys, before I get to anything else I need to tell you while the application is going on, I'm going to tell you what's been going on around here. House is put together. I have nothing else to unpack. My nail room is not unpacked. I'm still operating fully out of boxes in my nail room because there's no point in me unpacking them, hammering shelves into the wall when I'm not staying there. I'm going to be in a building outside. We decided to hire a contractor and have them pour us a slab and footings, electrical, plumbing, do the whole thing. I hope I didn't say that in my last video. I might have. But the house in Arizona just sold finally Friday. Today is Sunday. So just 2 days ago, we finished, closed, done the house in Arizona. So we are currently looking for a contractor, and it could be soon. Hopefully, we're going to put up a fence first for Jack, because even though it is cold, literally in the teens last week, he got 2 ticks from this woods behind us where we take him for walks. I'm not about to come down with Lyme disease, number one. Number two, him either. He's just a little baby. He's just 11 months old, and no. So we've always wanted a fence. We knew that ever since we bought the house that we were going to put in a fence. And the reason I say fence is because we just want to be able to open the back door and let him, well, this house doesn't have a back door, weirdly enough, but let him outside and let him run and let him have fun. And once we put in a fence, any animal traffic won't be here. I did buy a trail cam and put it in the woods, and the amount of deer that we have is unreal. I knew there were deer there. I've seen them. I've seen their poop. I've seen their tracks. I know they come and eat this little patch of lichen that we have right at the edge of the woods, right in our backyard. And also, this house has not been lived in for many, many years, so it's a little bit wild back there. I've seen raccoons, possums, owls, armadillos, wild hogs, beavers. Yes, all in the past couple weeks. Incredible. Absolutely my dream. It's just my dream. I love it. So what was I saying? Ticks. Yeah. So I took him to get his nails trimmed yesterday at a groomer and get him established here. And he's already established at a vet. But the vet is in the town that we moved away from that we don't care for. But still, it's only like a half-hour drive. I'm still going to take him there because we liked that vet. But we're going to go get him on that pill that keeps ticks away. But the fence is super important also because of predators. So I just don't want him ever chasing after like a badger or something and getting in a tangle. You know, you don't know what's out there in the woods as soon as you walk out the door, but the dog does. The dog immediately alerts to whatever might be there and will chase it, you know. And so I have to put him on a leash 5-6 times a day. Every time I think he needs to go potty or he goes to the door, I have to put him in his harness and his leash just to go outside to go TT. And that has been going on since November 20th, 5 times a day. So that's, you know, becoming a little much. So fences first, and then we're going to get some outbuilding here. Half Vanessa's shop and half my nail room. And once that is done, then I will unpack all of my nail stuff. But everything else in the house is packed. Bedroom set up, washer dryers here and set up, kitchen set up. I've already started baking. I took the neighbors a cheesecake yesterday. That is my specialty, if you guys didn't know. And none of that Jell-O mix. It's a from scratch homemade cheesecake. Very good. My grandpa's recipe. And what else? Let's see. Yep, met the neighbors yesterday. I've met him and waved and talked to the grandkids a couple times. But as far as the actual owner of the house, our only neighbor, she is our only neighbor. We have a farm across the street and a farm to the left of us, forest to the back, and just this one neighbor here. She's very nice. She's in her 70s, raising 2 of her grandkids who are 15 and 17. They're coming over today to help me and Ness get all of the stuff that I unpacked that I don't have a place for in the house into our attic storage. And the attic storage is one of those ladders that you pull down from the ceiling in the garage. And so we've got to get a bed frame, a mattress, and box spring, and probably 10 to 15 boxes or plastic tubs up there. And some of them are a little heavy. So those grandkids are going to come over and we're going to pay them and they're going to help Ness get all that stuff up there. Whatever can't get up there, we will put in the shop or the spare bedroom. The spare bedroom that I'm in right now, look at this mess. I don't know what I was doing here. Sorry, you guys. The spare bedroom that I'm in now to do nails, when I move all my nail stuff out of there, that bedroom will be completely empty because right now all it has in it is my nail stuff, my desk, all of my shelves that aren't hung, all the boxes, woo-woo. So, and Vanessa has her office set up, the bathroom set up. Everything is done and set up in the house. Yay! Can we get some clapping? Our fireplace does not work. Yeah. Literally one of the things, by the way, it's winter and I have allergies like mad. So if I sound like I have cotton up my nose, I do. Not really, but if that's what it feels like, I don't know what's going to happen come spring. And I started for the first time in my life taking a daily allergy pill, Zyrtec, I think it is, or Claritin, one of the others, and it's doing nothing. It's not touching it. So I don't know what I'm going to do come blooming season. So regarding the fireplace, that was one of the selling points for us. We've never had a fireplace. Well, I think Ness has in her house in Georgia, and then I think where she grew up had one. But I have never lived in a house with a fireplace, and Ness has wanted a house with a fireplace. The house that we sold in Arizona, when we were looking for a home, I had said I wanted to have a pool, and she had said I wanted to have a fireplace. So that was something we wanted. But a fireplace in Arizona isn't unheard of, and it's not rare either. But maybe 1 in every 5 homes have it. It's not that common either, So we did not have one in our last house. And so we were very happy about having one here. And of course, our home had an inspection, and the inspector checked it. And he said that the inside of because it's brick, the original fireplace is brick. And he did tell us that whoever remodeled the home put an insert in there and just only used like the original hole is what I'll call it. I'm not a chimney repairman, so I don't really know the specific words, but so that's the best I can say it, an insert. So basically like a new fireplace insert that bypasses the original work, because what he said was it looked like it would have been way too much work and expense, because it would have had to been full demolition of all the bricks, full rebuild, etc., right? But he could see air, like sky or whatever. He got on the roof, he looked up and everything, and could see that the flue was opening and closing, and there was a new insert in there, so we called it good, or he called it good, or whatever. So we go to light our first fire, and the whole house fills with smoke. The flue is open, the damper is open, or whatever those, I don't know the parts, but Vanessa does, and she had it done right. We go outside, we open the clean out area, because that's the only place that we can like open up and look inside. It literally looks like someone came with a sledgehammer and broke every brick. It's completely demolished inside there, and even though they put in a new insert, it is not, the air is not flowing correctly. So we have to completely rebuild that. I think we're going to put in a gas fireplace. I think we're just going to bypass all of that and just go with gas. It'd be cheaper, easier, and both of us are fine with that. I mean, a functioning fireplace that gives warmth and everything. So right now we had to tape a cardboard box, a flattened cardboard box, over the front of the fireplace to keep the absolute freezing air from blasting out of there. It's kind of the only thing wrong. Everything else is fabulous. We're both super happy. Things have been strange. Getting things done. For example, turning the water on. I think I might have said this in my last video, so I'm not going to go into it too deep. But basically had to call the neighbor, Randy, and have him come. I mean, the water was on. I guess he just put it in our name. Getting my vehicle registered still is a no-go. I cannot do that till I have a bill in my name. The original bill of sale, title, or paperwork when I bought my car. What? I've never had to do that to register a car. I guess there's some kind of star at the MVD that people need to get on their driver's license by May 31st. I might have that date wrong. Maybe it's March 30th. I have no idea what the date is. One of the M months coming up pretty soon, and the end of the month. That's the only thing I remember. To be able to get on a plane and to get that on your license. Now, I already took in my old license, my social security card, and my birth certificate into the MVD to get my Arkansas driver's license. Well, that wasn't enough. To get the star, you also have to bring like a bill in your name, which I don't have any bills in my name yet. We just moved in. So I have to go back and get the star on my license if I want to go see the kids, if I want to get on a plane, unless I do it before then, which I'm trying, but we're still in the middle. The other thing is we took one complete. Now, Vanessa has a camper on the back of her truck, so it's the full-size bed of a truck plus a camper shell, so you can put more stuff inside the bed of a truck if you have a camper. One full, and I mean packed full, we could barely shut the doors of moving trash, broke down boxes, dunnage, tape, wadded up bubble wrap, woo-woo, to the landfill yesterday. It was the first time we were able to find or get a landfill. When I Google landfill dump, they all say permanently closed. So some guy showed up at our house the other day saying, I saw that the house sold and wonder if you guys need any pressure washing. So he was just hustling for his business. And I asked him, where is the dump? Where can I get rid of this stuff? Where is the recycle facility? No recycle facility. Okay. But he said it's not true, that the website or the internet says that both of the landfills near here are closed. He said, I was there yesterday. So we took a chance and we went out there, and sure enough, it was open. So we were able to empty one truckload. The truck is full again now, and there's going to be at least 4 more trips. So about 6 trips to the dump just to unload the boxes and packing materials that we have piled up here from the move. And yeah, those are some of the weird things I've encountered. Interesting place. And the people are great. I really do love it here, though. I can't wait because for spring or summer, I know summer's going to be humid and a little, a lot different than what I'm used to. But our front yard, I was looking at a Google Maps. Okay, let me back up. When I got the trail cam, you can zoom out on the map and see where it's at in relation to your property, your house, or whatever, right? And of course, that uses Google Map images. And I've never looked at any Google Map pictures of the house. And Google Map pictures might have been taken last spring, etc. So when I zoomed out on it, I could clearly see the woods where I had placed the camera. I could clearly see the house. But what was interesting was I could see the front yard, and the backyard was completely lush green like velvet. Because right now, it's brown. All the trees don't have any leaves. All the ground is covered with leaves and pine needles from fall. And so I got a glimpse of what it's going to look like when everything starts blooming. And we have 4 gigantic trees in our front yard that are going to get completely thick and lush. And at the base of the trees, there's some kind of bulb planted. I don't know what kind, maybe tulips. I would love tulips, but I think it's probably something more like, what'd you say those were? The bulbs up front?
Oh, daffodils.
Daffodils? Oh my gosh, what? So we're going to plant more of those. We just have so many ideas, and it's beautiful, incredible. I had to leave a request with the Arkansas Highway Department to build up our easement that turns into our driveway, because since it's been so many years since anyone lived here, that is completely a sharp, dangerous turn to get down our driveway because it's on a hill. I don't know what else I can say to catch up. Let's see. Obviously, I am adding clear to this nail, and I don't think there's any technique I need to explain to you guys about this. Oh, one thing, Jack, our little baby, because I found 2 ticks on him, one day and one another day. So it's not like he has ticks plural on him. I found one day, got it off, found another the next day, got it off. Luckily, he's a short hair terrier, and I touch him all over every single day, and so does Vanessa. So it's not like he has a lot of hair, and it's hard to find or see them. They're super obvious. So thankful for that. But I went and got him, I did some research. I went and got him a flea collar, and I got the best kind, and he wore it for 1 day and started acting weird. Would sit down when we'd go outside. He would get excited, get his little harness on, and come outside and just sit. And periodically throughout the day, just come running up to me and like he was scared or something was wrong. I'm like, what's going on? Something's going on with him. So I finally think to myself, day 2, well, what's different? What have we done different? Oh, the collar. The collar is the only thing that I've done different. So I start looking and inspecting near the collar, and his neck under his jaw is red, raw, with little tiny bumps. He was allergic to it, or it was too powerful of a medication on there or something. So I took it off day before yesterday, and now, I mean, literally his hair is falling out. And I remember, and it's just red and raw, the poor baby. Oh my gosh. And I remember treating my cat for fleas. I had a cat that would love to go outside every day. She was an indoor cat. She stayed indoor with us, but I would let her go outside with me when I went outside, because she didn't, as long as I kept my eye on her, she couldn't get over the block wall. Well, the first year we lived there, she caught fleas. I didn't know there were fleas like in the yard. It never occurred to me. This was in Arizona. And so I went to PetSmart and got a flea treatment, just a little liquid one that you squeeze on there in between their shoulder blades. Did that. Literally a week later, she had a bald patch right where I had squeezed that. Red, raw, all her hair fell out. And I was completely horrified, took her to the vet, and they were like, yeah, this happens sometimes with animals that have sensitive skin. By the way, you guys, I'm adding clear where I see, I'm going through the nail set and adding clear where I see it needs a little more beef up or shape. That's what this is about. I'm not, quote unquote, capping these. They don't need capping. But yeah, so the poor little baby has like a raw neck right now. I feel so terrible. I am going to talk about the nails now, I think. So after this, I'm pretty sure that, right, okay. So after this, I turned off the camera and went and did something for like a day or two. Wore these nails. They started popping off a little bit near the cuticle area. And I had washed my hair, used conditioner, put on lotion, all kinds of things. So I did take one picture of filing so you guys can see a little bit of dusties here. That's what that is. And then this is like a day or two later. I'm getting these lint-free wipes from Young Nails that I got in a kit. These are pretty nice. I think they're pretty expensive though, so I have a whole roll of them. Anyway, I'm going to take some swipe. I'm going to clean them really, really, really good because, again, I've had them on for a couple of days and been into lotion and everything else. So I'm cleaning them really good. And then I'm going to do the decoration, which is going to be outline the nails with this glitter disco liner from Not Polish, which is their reflective disco gel. Look what happened to my Kiara Sky Dappin dish during the move. At least it's still functional. I do go with my stain-resistant top coat because these are light, clear nails. And this has been my favorite top coat recently. Under the nail, just a really thin layer. I don't want to build up these nails or make them thick. Normally, you guys, I would top coat first, then do the design, then do the bling. That's how I like to do it. But I am so tired of top coat ruining my shape. So since these were having an outline, it was an opportunity for me to keep the top coat off the sides. So I went in with this first. And one thing that I'm sure you guys have noticed, and another reason that I kind of wanted to go in a little thick and get it like a little milky looking, meaning the acrylic and the application, is because you can see the line of your natural nail anytime you do a clear or a jelly set. So it's always good to try to put bling or a design or something in that area of the nail. But this set did not call for that. When we did it with Alma, all she wanted was a cuticle outline, you know, a little arch of bling on the outline. I'm sorry, cuticle. So I decided, since I had these beautiful crystals that I got from Lisa in Germany, thank you, girl. I actually use these anytime I go for crystals, I go for the ones she sent me. They're so beautiful. And I wanted to make the bling right here to cover the natural nail outline. Yeah. So I used that not polished glue, which I am in love with, to do that. It's so precise. I love it. And I'm going to go in really carefully with the stain resistant top coat just on the top, and it didn't ruin my shape. Then I'm going to cure naturally. Also, that glue that I use for the bling is a UV LED cure glue. It's not an air dry. Another thing I love about it. And so I'm going to cure. Then I'm going to crisp up my free edges, and I'm going to show you guys the final look, and then we're going to get right into how I pop these off. So my pop-off method is a hack to the original UNT pop-off, peel-off base coat type thing. You can do this with Zulays, any pop-off method that you use, but my nails, for whatever reason, it does not work to use the matte top coat, the transfer gel, the any method. I've tried every method. This is also a couple days later. Excuse me. So what I do is I snip them off. Remember, I took the peel-off base coat down over the tip after I glued the tip on. So I can file. I'm heavy-handed when I file. So I clip them off. The nails aren't savable. I don't care about saving them. I care about filing and shaping them. So that's why this does not matter to me. So you can see where I'm clipping off that the rest is popping off completely easy. My natural nail is not damaged, touched, anything. And because I pulled the peel-off base coat, the air-dry peel-off base coat, again, Zulays, Macarts, any base coat you want to use, not base coat, any peel-off base coat you want to use. If you glue on the tip like usual, pull it down past. Well, you guys saw how I did it. It's too hard to explain. And even though it's easy, this is what you're left with. Now, my natural nails are super thin, as I've told you guys, not from damage, just naturally, genetically. If I do any prep on my natural nail at all, they just, it shreds them on the lowest speed, as careful as I can go. You guys watched me do Kendra's nails for 2 years, and she never had a ring of fire, never had any damage. I know how to do it, but my nails, I just cannot touch them. I just can't. That's why I keep hard gel on them. So with the tip stays glued on. That's it. That's just the way it is. So I am going to take this bit. I have it on a speed of about 5 or 7 so that it goes quick. And I'm staying away from my natural nail. That's why I'm showing you guys from the side. And I'm getting off the tip. I do go in with, and again, I have on hard gel. So if I'm touching this nail at all, I'm still not touching my own natural nail. Jennifer's natural nail has hard gel on it, FYI. Just to mention, if you're new or just jumping in or just watching this or anything. I'm not going in with a metal bit on my natural nail, just to make sure you guys know that. So some of the tip does stay on, but I don't mind because it reinforces my free edge. It makes it stronger when they're constantly ripping, shredding. It just doesn't matter. Even if I keep hard gel on them, as soon as my natural nail grows past my free edge, where my meat of my skin is, they will, anytime I knock it on any counter, drawer, anything, they will peel, split, rip. I don't care. I don't care how careful I am. That they're nubs. They're always nubs. I can't grow them, which is fine. I put nails on them. That's cool by me. But I can't have any growth. So this right here that I have is the extent of it. And like, again, leaving a little bit of tip on there, leaving a little bit of product on there is not an issue. You can do nails over that. So if you want to use this method and then put on a permanent set, not a pop-off, not a problem. And here I am going as gently as possible to remove the peel off base coat and any acrylic that's laying around. And then I'm going to file my free edge very gently with a 180 file. And then I'm going to go in with my favorite lotion and a lot of cuticle oil to really hydrate up my hands. I'm going to show you guys my favorite lotion. It's the Eucerin Healing. And I don't know what is in it, but it is healing. If you have split or cracked skin on your feet, your heels, your fingers, you just use it for a couple days. It literally is healing. And I was showing you there, the last time I did a set of full cover tips, like 3 or 4 videos ago at the Airbnb, that was those growing out. So I'm just going to right here work on that just a little bit because it was lifting. So I'm just making that flush to my nail right here. And I'm going to clean them off with a brush with some, do my file, and then I'm going to go in with a little alcohol just to clean it up because that's what I had. Using swipe kind of leaves your nail, your fingers with that white cast, that cloudy white cast. So I use alcohol, it was right there. And then this lotion I'm going to show you, it's Eucerin Original Healing. This is some cuticle oil I got from Acrylic here. I put it on all around my fingers. This right here, you want to make sure that little teardrop is all the way to the rich side, and it will be very thick like this. And I just slather it on. I realized at this point that I had a glove on. I'm like, what are you doing? But I get that rubbed in really, really good so that my hands are hydrated and healthy. And this is it. Nails are back to normal. And I'm going to show you guys the finished look one more time. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Don't forget to look for Marcy's channel and get yourself one of her little stands and palettes, you guys. And I will link in the cards the videos I mentioned. Bye.